theoretically, he's had a couple of weeks, Ruben Amorim, but in practice, he's probably had a couple of days with all the players available to him. We need to talk about the system. We need to get that out of the way because there's no one. I believe he likes a flying wing-back. I don't know. Look, we know that that's how he wants it. We know this 3-4-3 is what he wants to do, and that's how he's going to start, and that's how he's going to carry on. And actually, it's where the first goal came from. And it may not have been the cleanest of contacts from Ahmad to kind of get the ball in, but it worked, and it ended up in a goal. Yeah, so it was working. But when you look at that Manchester United game, that Manchester United performance, can you see the size of the task maybe that Amorim has in front of him?
Yeah, and to be honest, the way they started, how it looked, and even without the ball, it looked more structured. It didn't look as easy to get through them. You know, the wing-back, obviously Ahmad scoring a goal like he did, just kind of cemented that is what he probably wants, but it did feel a little bit more in control. But again, you know, it still came down to Onana making 2 saves, otherwise it could have been totally different, and the headlines this morning could have been different for him. But what I like about what he says is how it's not results that's going to change, it's the performances at the moment. And you've got to be patient, Man United fans, simply because we can see that with the performances and the players, what he's going to probably get, this will work for him. It will work, and it's the performances what's important, not... Because he said something like, you can get the same results next year, but if we've not improved what we're doing, then what we're going to be in the same place. And it's brilliant.
Can I ask you a question? Bruce Rioch, you played under him. Arsene Wenger comes in after. How does Arsene Wenger lift the morale of a disillusioned group of players? Because it seems to me that's what he's got to do, give them confidence and give them belief again. Well,
with Arsene Wenger, the sessions and everything that came with him, the way it was so transformative, it was exciting. The training was more exciting. It wasn't so... It was more controlled and more speaking about things and why you've got to do this. And it kind of opened your mind up to different things and how he wanted you to play it. And he was so complimentary about everything that everybody felt so good. Everybody felt so good with what we were doing, and we knew we were taking the right supplements and that. And then as time was going by, you could see it was just coming. Remember, Patrick came in and then Manny came in. It just kept getting better. Dennis had great players to play with, and it just got better. And that is what I feel was going to happen. You saw it yesterday in the way that they set up and how solid it looked. But Ipswich are an unbelievably good pressing team at Portman Road, especially if you've got your goalkeeper that deep playing out from the back. You're almost calling them on to put the pressure on. I thought Man United should have done that and the goalkeeper should have came out to start playing it.
But you talking about the players you've had at Arsenal, right? And this is my biggest thing. I love Ruben. You talk about Man United, you know, beloved Man United fan, but I think he's got this aura about him that I think Manchester United under Erik Ten Hag, no one knew the philosophy, the structure after 3 years. And I think what we're seeing, he's not going to take any prisoners from no one. You know, after the game, he's talking about, I just want to be with my players. And I think the problem is he has this system. He's not revolutionising football, 3-4-3. Other teams do it.
But it's all we've had to talk about.
No, and that's fine. It's true. Similar to Ralph Rangnick, like 4-1, like, what, you know? But the point is, what I love about Ruben Amorim...
I wish I'd never mentioned it.
He did, because he's not doing it. He's not doing anything revolutionary. But what I'm seeing, he has... Ahmad playing out full-back. Like, it's not something Man United fans thought was going to happen. But I think... we won't see Casemiro and Eriksen in the midfield after Christmas. We won't see that. You know, obviously, Kobe's nursing an injury. He'll have different types of players come in that fit his system because those players, honestly, are nowhere near the levels of Manchester United Football Club, and about 70% of them haven't been for a long time. I think Ruben Amorim will demand from the players high demands, and I think that's been missing from Manchester United.
Can I say something, though, in respect of Bruno Fernandes? He's going to be even better. He's going to be unbelievable in this. So even seen in flashes yesterday in where he was picking the ball up from and the options he had, I'm telling you, it's once he gets the right players, Kels, I think we're going to see something. And he's just so cool. He's got there's a natural mystic going through the year with him.
I haven't been this excited
got the Bob Marley vibes
about a Manchester United manager since probably Sir Alex Ferguson left.
So
it's a feeling that Man United fans, I think, have. And I think, you know, he even said, I'm not happy because we didn't win. I don't want to hear managers say, you don't have to, like, slate the team or anything, but just say it wasn't good enough and we'd be better the next game. Don't say, like, Erik Ten Hag will come out and say, I thought we played well today, when you just got battered by Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? There's standards at Manchester United, every club, and there's non-negotiables. Work rate, that was missing. Van Nistelrooy brought that back, and even did it in his match-day programme. He was talking about these things.
Second lowest running stats for Man United yesterday, all season. So the work rate might not be where Amorim wants it to be. I know you can't...
It will be,
though. There's running and then there's
it.
running with purpose, isn't there? But
it's only days he's been with them as well.
I know. It's one game. And
he won't have it, though, Kel. No. That's the difference. I feel like he has standards that the players, if you don't, get to where he needs, they won't be there.
But the other interesting thing and he was very interesting afterwards. He was very sort of thoughtful and considered in what he said. But the other thing was how much the players were thinking. So when I looked at them on the pitch, he said there were times when they were hesitating because they go, where do I need to be? Where does he want me to go? And they were sort of processing that information.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine, Kels? Once because they've not trained a lot with how he wants to do it. When they continue to train, because they're thinking about what he wants to do now. I saw Casemiro, when people weren't passing it forward quick enough, he was kind of shouting at them. Once they get it, and it's not thinking, once it happens naturally, that's when Man United are going to be a real force. It's going to be a real problem.
Sport shows all the time, different sports, players who lose their confidence, lose their way. They never lose the ability, they just lose the confidence in the ability. And I think that's what's happened at Manchester United.